we have done the data ingestion part, the exploration part, right? So we had seen the last one, which was the interactive charts, right? Now as we are going ahead, what we can do is we can look at the other option, which is the test option. Right now we are not going to get into the details and lots of it, so we'll just superficially just look at that. But before that, let's look at the principal components also as one of the techniques, although it's not part of your course. It's basically a dimensionality reduction technique, right? So I just press execute and you get this nice chart. Might not make sense, but the actual intention of doing a PCA is basically to reduce the correlation between the independent variables, so that we get rid of the problem of uh, what you can say, the high correlation effect between two. So we want to cut down on the multicollinearity effect, right? So we can do the PCA. Again, within PCA we have different methodologies, so you could use the singular vector decomposition method or the IGENE method, right? By default the SVD is active, and you can see these different components, the PCA 1 to PCA 13 components available over here, right? So it's basically a transformation of the data around these dimensions. So you have all these new components being created, which in turn you can pass on into your model building and so on. Now let's look at the test option, which also we are not going to get into the detail aspect. We'll just run it once to see how it works. So basically it's used more from the research aspect, wherein we want to do the hypothesis testing, the t-test, f-test and so on. Obviously in your model building also the t-test and the f-test and all those things are there, the correlation is there, but it's more from the modeling aspect. We are not looking at from the sample collection, the test between the two parameters or sample from a statistics perspective, right? So just to do that, let's take one of the variable like index. So group by is target, so that is the MEDB variable. If you remove this, then the second sample option would get activated, and you can do comparison between two samples, right? So you can do between, say, index and black as a variable. You can do a hypothesis test, right? So this is the F test which came out for these two different variables. I'm not getting into the analysis part of the same. Okay, so this was just from the perspective of how to do the standard statistical tests within Rattle if you want to do. Okay.